That was a shocking election. I have this behind me now. I'm not hiding from the fact that I voted for Trump. I didn't vote for him in 16 or 20. I voted Libertarian. But once he got shot, I said, yeah, I'm voting for the guy. Yesterday was nuts. We didn't think he was going to win the popular vote. He ended up crushing the popular vote, and he absolutely smoked it. And kudos to them. Not to get political, but at the same point, I think that the Democrats had a tough race because they were literally in transition from a president to a person who nobody really liked. She had like the lowest approval rating of any vice president in history, I believe, at one point. It was going to be a tough race to follow up. We were talking last night that Trump, that was the biggest comeback story of all time. Might very well have been. The guy went from being a convicted felon twice, insurrection, coming back to win after. I mean, it was insane. Last night was a lot of fun. I had people over, had the EM crew over. We watched from my house. Guys, and then the markets loved it. I mean, you look at what's going on. As we were watching it, I was texting with people. Bitcoin was up a ton. But look at this. This is what's interesting, guys. I didn't expect to see real estate's pretty much all down. Utilities are down. Consumer defensive stocks down. Things like Costco, I mean, basically even. But look at Tesla, up 14%, which kind of boggles my mind because it purely has to do with the fact that Elon's friends with Trump. I mean, I don't think that this is consistent with the policies that Trump has talked about, but maybe. Meta's down. I mean, it's just bizarre. Like, look at Nike. Nike's down a lot today. Nike's at $75, and I'm going to start selling puts at sub 70 prices to get some more shares at a much cheaper price. So guys, if you're new to the channel, I am right-wing leaning. If that bothers you, that's fine. I like to look at things from a pragmatic standpoint, though, from the standpoint of there's a way in which we can make this all work together. Did I like the fact that he stood up and yelled fight after getting shot? I did really like that a lot. That was pretty badass. But if you know me from the past, I was not a huge fan of Trump. So if you like what we're going to go over here today, I'm going to go over the markets. We go over earnings releases 3 or 4 times a week. Do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. If you're a member of our main channel, Everything Money, we're going to be doing a video tomorrow reacting to the market and the news and this election. The most common question I get is, Paul, how is this election going to affect the stock market? I have no idea. This is incredible, but this is one day. Will this continue on? I don't know. You know me. I believe that in the short runs, stocks are a voting machine, literally, and in the long run, they're a weighing machine. Yesterday, we had a massive vote in this country, and it's showing up today in the pocketbooks of the very biggest companies. You look at these going, okay, these companies are soaring right now. The Mag 7 is soaring. I think Meta is the only one down in the Mag 7. I look at these things thinking, okay, I mean, look at software. There's 2 companies, Uber and somebody else I don't know, are red. I mean, this is an incredible killing today. Look at all of financial. 100% of financials up. Citigroup's up 9%. Bank of America's up 8%. JP Morgan's up 10.5%. Visa 4.5%. American Express 7%. Guys, I don't own American Express stock, and that bothers me. What's that mean? The stock is up like $15 to $18 right now. Why? Just because a guy won the White House? Okay, sounds good. I'm hoping that the euphoria subsides at some point and people come back to reality of what stocks really are. When you buy a stock, you're buying a piece of a business. You're buying a stream of future cash flows. Yes, you look at the past of that company to see how they operate, but you're buying the future. You're not buying the past. Doesn't mean you don't look at the past. I always look at the past to see how does this company operate, but you're buying a stream in the future. So if you buy based on the past and you pay a premium because they did well in the past, but the future doesn't look so good, you're probably not going to do as well. That's what we're here to teach. The most important part is being in tune with your emotions and not making emotional reactions. These are emotional reactions. Anytime in a short-term basis, emotional reactions. If everything had plummeted 5% today, what would I have said? Emotional. That's it. And emotions have been running high for the stock market since right after COVID. A friend of mine, great value investor, friend of the channel, Gary, messaged me yesterday because I wrote a tweet out that said, everybody go, find a liberal and give them a hug. And he said, everybody go out and find a value investor, give them a hug. And I said, we needed a hug since right after COVID. And he laughed and said, you're right. It's been a tough go of it if you're a value-based buyer in the last 4 or 5 years. It's been a very tough go. But We know that in the long run, at the end of the day, all it's about is what price are you paying for a future stream of cash flow? What price are you paying for a balance sheet? You have to pay a premium for top quality companies. That's an absolute fact. You need to pay a premium. You will do better paying a premium for a great business versus paying a discount for a very crappy business if your desire is to hold it long term. Of course, you can buy crappy businesses and see some sort of catalyst event that makes things go better. But I'm here to teach what makes sense to me. And even if my exact process doesn't work for you, there are still elements of my process that will work for you. If you believe that it's possible to pay a cheaper price for investments, if you believe that it's possible to take advantage of other people's emotional reactions to make informed and smart financial decisions. I was driving my stepson to the airport today. He was talking about some channel he watches on YouTube. And he said, man, I just hear these people call in and say, yeah, I emptied my 401k and Roth IRA to buy a boat. I said, what do you think when you hear that? He goes, I think to myself, how stupid. He's like, listen, I'm not a brilliant finance guy, but I'm not that stupid. I said, listen, to be rich, you don't have to be brilliant. You just have to be not stupid. That's it. If you save every month, dollar cost average and low cost ETFs, and don't make emotional reactions to things, you're probably going to do very well in life financially. And that's what's important here on this channel. This election, the vast majority of our viewers are right-wing leaning, but whether you like it or not, whether you like the election results or not, your life is probably going to be the same, and it should be the same because you're the kind of person watching a channel to learn. People who go out there to try to learn more are going to do well no matter what happens in the government. If you want to expand on that kind of thought process of making your life better and understanding that when you buy something, you're buying a piece of a business, join our community. We talk about this community all the time. We have thousands of people in here. It's $7 for 7 days to try it out. We have all our tools in here. And if you're not ready for it, that's great. But as you watch more videos, you'll realize how all these tools can change the way in which you look at investing. The most important one, stock analyzer tool. It's been used almost 1 million times by our users this year. Why? It allows them to make assumptions about companies and tell you what price to pay based on those assumptions. Because it's hard to sit there and say, what is the right price for me? Well, you put your assumptions in, you put your desired return in, and it tells you, based on these assumptions, this is the price you pay. But your assumptions are going to be different than everybody else's. Why? Because you're going to view a company different. Just like Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger valued Berkshire Hathaway very differently. That's no different than me, you and I looking at Nike. You're going to value it at a different price I'm going to value it at. I see people talking about PayPal. I own PayPal. I see people saying it's worth $100 a share. I think it's worth $150, whatever the number is. The point is we value it differently. And these tools help you make better informed decisions. So go to everythingmoney.com/sign up or click the link in the description below. And if you want to continue learning, subscribe to the channel. But guys, you're smart because you're here trying to learn. The election's probably not going to cause your life to be X amount better or X amount worse, no matter who is in office. Thank you for your time.